So guys, this is 10 John with you guys again. This is the second part on the Paper 44 Magnum. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but I have only made a 44 Magnum once, and it was when I first started paper guns, like 4 years ago. And I haven't made one since. So I did make a little bit of a mistake on mine, and I do apologize. The entire, for the cylinder, the whole frame is supposed to be a little smaller, because this tube right here is supposed to hold another tube inside the barrel, or inside the little bullet cylinder, so it'll rotate, but it's more up. It should be like right here. You know, it's in the middle, but I really can't do anything about it, but yeah. And in this episode, we're going to work on the trigger guard, the trigger, and probably the sights. So yes, not too much. And then maybe putting a layer over the frame and everything, but besides that, not really, so. Trigger guard, you guys know it's simple, but I wouldn't get just a strand, like a strip of paper, because then it's all flimsy. I would personally, this is what I do, I get paper and I roll it up into, you could say, a tube. I flatten it so this is kind of thicker, you know. So that's what you're going to do. You're just going to get a strip of paper. We're going to use that for the trigger guard. And hopefully this episode can upload like the other one. It just got corrupted. So yeah, pretty much what we're going to do is tape it right there, and then tape it right there, pretty much. That's how it's going to go. This is a little too long, actually. I might have to make it a little smaller, but here, it's going to look pretty much something like that. It's going to look something like that, so just do that. Make sure it's not too long. Make sure the trigger guard doesn't go it touching the front of the frame, but give it some room at least. That's probably good right there, to be honest. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the tutorials, and I don't know if you guys are in school yet. I actually started school about a month ago, which sucks, but I know a lot of you guys just started school yourself, and I'm pretty surprised because it took me a while to start school. I mean, it didn't take me a while. It started pretty fast. And you just want to kind of make it curved, as you can see what I'm doing. Just kind of, you know, make it real. And then you want to tape it on that other side. Right there. Alright. Just like that. There you go, you got the trigger guard. Now, same thing for the trigger. I would just make a little strip, but make it a little thicker just so, you know, it doesn't just flop around all the time. Doesn't need to be too thick though. That's probably fine. That's probably that's a little too big probably. Well, maybe not. Sorry if you can hear meowing. My brother's cat is directly outside my door, and he likes to come in. If you hear banging, I'm trying to get in. So my apologies for that cat. You're just gonna shorten it. Make sure when you tape the trigger inside, it does not touch the bottom of the trigger guard. So that's probably good. Mine barely doesn't touch, so I might have to cut it a little bit, but just make sure it doesn't touch it. I'm gonna cut mine a little bit more. Alright, that should be okay. You never want to make your triggers too big or too thick. I mean, it really doesn't do anything, but it really adds a kind of a feel to the gun, makes it even look a little bit more real. So it's tough to do triggered and trigger guards, honestly. It's not easy. I mean, it kind of is easy, but to make it look really good, it's not really too easy to do. Just like that. There you go. See, it just adds that kind of feel to the gun. You can already tell it's looking like a freaking 44. Now, like I said, the barrel, this part right here, just really needs to be moved down. Or, I need to make this frame smaller, but that's definitely not going to happen. So now we're just going to do the sights really quick. You can use Aztex paper if you want. These are literally the simplest things in the world. But, like I said, just like with the trigger and everything else on paper guns, making sights look really good is not easy at all. This is actually, in my opinion, a really difficult part of the gun. If you want to make the sights look like identical to the replica, it ain't easy, but let's see if I can do it. It's been a little while. I mean, these sights are kind of generic on what I'm about to do. I see these all the time. Okay, let me think. Okay. See if I did a good job. Just like that, kind of. Just a little kind of notch in the top of it. Might want to make it a little smaller, but that's fine to me. And then you just want to tape that on the back of your firearm. Just like that. And if you want, I might as well do it. I need to check something because there is actually some detail on the sights, but not a lot. But I can show you some detail if you guys want to do it, which I guess I might as well do myself. It's just like, just get some access paper and just roll up a little tiny tube. Don't flatten it. You're gonna want to flatten it a bit, but make it into a kind of rectangle, kind of like that. I don't know if you guys could see, it's kind of like a rectangle. And then you're just going to tape that in front of the back sight like so. This is going to add some level of detail to the gun. Now let's see if I can tape this to the sight. Yeah, it looks like I can. There we go. Alright, there we go. And it just adds this kind of detail to it, as you can see, guys. It's not just like a sight, you know, it's got some depth to it. That's the back sight. Now we just gotta make the front sight. The front sight, the tip of it's actually red on most 44s, and well, 44s that I know, they're red. The tip of it, I think it's got like a kind of a dark red tip to it. I'm not gonna do that unless I end up spray painting the gun, which I actually might, because this gun would look way, way better spray painted. Once again, I recommend making this paper, especially the front sight, because the front sight, it's hard to see with just like a strand like this. If it's just a little tiny strand like that, it's gonna be kind of hard to see. So I would make it kind of thick. And yeah, let's see. These look weird. I'm trying to look at my phone for a reference. Okay, I think I got it. Sort of like this, like a little mountain kind of thing. I don't know, it kind of looks like a shoe. But like I said, sights are not easy to make, especially like this kind of sight. I mean, this is tough. And what's even harder is aligning them straight. And I think I did a decent job. I'm actually going to move it over a little bit though. Yeah, that's better. Alright. Tape the other side. Just like that. And there you go. Got the trigger guard, and the sights, and it's already looking like a flippin' 44 Magnum. I may have made my trigger a little too far in. It might be moved back a little bit, but that's okay. And you got the sights just like that. And if you want, like I said, you can actually paint a little red tip on here. It's just this little tip right here on the top of it, but maybe I'll do that in the next part, or I'll maybe do it over in the next part. So yeah, guys, that was this part. Hope you guys enjoyed. We really didn't do too much, but it definitely makes the gun look, you know, more like a 44. You can already tell. And in the next part, we should have 2 more parts. One will probably be the frame, putting a layer all over the frame to, you know, cover up all the tubes and crap, and making the actual cylinder and making it spin, which really isn't that hard, but like I said, just the problem that I made right here, but you know, I can't really do anything about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed what we did in this part. If you did, please drop a like down below. Please almost comment if you guys want me to make any of the guns. I look at all comments. I don't always reply because my computer is doo-doo, but I can look at your guys' comments. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in part 3 of the 45 Magnum tutorial. See you guys. Enjoy out.